John Schneider, who played Beau in the Dukes of Hazzard, is speaking out after losing his wife Alicia to breast cancer back in February. And from touching tributes like making sure his wife was present at her daughter's wedding to his very first tattoo, John is sharing his journey of grief, loss, and keeping the memory of one who you love most alive. And I do want to bring in John Schneider now. John, thank you so much for coming on the show with us.
You are so very welcome. Thank you for helping me pay tribute to whom I believe is the single most amazing person I ever met. And that, of course, is my bride, my Alicia.
And I just want to say how sorry, I mean, from our whole team we are for the loss of your wife. Can I ask, what is a special memory you have with her? What do you miss most about her?
Oh my gosh, what do I miss most about her? I mean, it would be cliche to say everything. I think what people on my road miss most is contact. It's touch. It's where her thumb used to always be, right there. So it's that. It's casual conversation. It's, hey, I'm kind of hungry. If you don't want to cook, let's go to dinner. It's the little things that people wind up missing most of all. And that's what I miss. I mean, I'm here in our house and I miss the smell of her cooking. I miss her being at her desk, running 10 or 15 people crazy, doing an extravaganza here where we might have 8 to 15,000 people. So I mean, look at her. It's everything. She was a powerhouse. She still is a powerhouse. When people say, I'm sorry for your loss, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all, but I believe I didn't lose her. I know where she is. But my other goal, and I know where I'm going, but my other goal here was to make sure that, that's right here in this room, to make sure that people understand when Alicia and I met, she was a producer hiring me. I'm not an actor whose wife decided she wanted to get into production. She had already produced Autofocus. She'd produced Bark. She'd produced Leather Jackets. She worked on Sex, Lies, and Videotape when she was, I think, 15 or 16 years old. This is a driven powerhouse of a woman who had the audacity to hire me, and we fell in love, I think, instantly. I don't know if you know what twin flames are. Soulmates we hear all the time, but twin flames are those. When I met that young lady, my thought wasn't, oh my God, she's beautiful, I hope that she'll go to dinner with me. My thought was, I know you. We have had conversations before, and I know that may be freaky deaky to some people, but sometimes you meet someone where you feel you have known them already all of your life. And when that happens, there's a special bond that I believe as a Christian, I believe that, look at that. I believe that bond is God's love here on earth. So that's why I completely and totally believe that we will be reunited when I'm done here, and God will let me know. When I'm done here, the first person that's going to reach out for my hand when I take my last breath will be that woman right there.
And John, I know you are coming forward and you are sharing with Americans something that is very personal, and it is so important, and it is not one that we get to see very often, which is someone's grief journey.
Well, people are afraid of it. People are afraid of it.
And John,
so many people who are grieving.
I completely agree. And I do want to ask you about a detail in particular that you are sharing, because it is such a vulnerable one. In your last words to your wife, Alicia, you say that you had to tell her a lie. What exactly was that?
Well, I told her that if she needed to go be with her grandparents, if she needed to go, that was perfectly okay, that I understand. And all of that was the truth, but here was the lie. I said, if you have to go, I'll be okay. I'm not going to be okay until that day. There is a hole in me Because of how I told you how I feel we're twin flames. I feel we're soulmates. There is a somehow, she was listening to me sing, by the way, when she was doing that right there. Somehow there is a hole in me bigger than me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.